It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Ravens and the Cardinals coming up next.
Men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So out come the Cardinals.
Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
On 1st and 10, Warner. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Warner. It's caught, left side, Boldin. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out.
Now a 1st down throw, Warner. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard.
Because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's a really nice play. We're able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's a give, Lewis running left. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last run. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
That's right.
He couldn't be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
57. Mike, 57.
Out of the gun, here's Warner. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Warner to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Lewis to return. A big kick there.
Helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll start off with a give to Lewis. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out. I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now Lewis here on 1st down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
Get out of here, man.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Finding room to the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. They'll run on 1st down. It's Lewis, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
after one on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it 2nd down and 11. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Two running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? Now this time he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And this one is right through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
On first down, it's James. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Warner. He finds his man complete. That's Pope. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On the handoff, here's Lewis running right. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Lewis. Good footwork at the 30. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On the handoff, Lewis. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. Lewis. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This one from 46 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will make our score 9-0. So he's been a busy man here in this 1st half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And our focus now moves on to Larry Fitzgerald. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game.
Let's go now. Mike 18. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
It'll be Warner on first down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
2nd and 16. Warner. And that's incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
52's the mic right over there, right? 52's the mic.
On 3rd down, Hightower. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
What was that, man?
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Second and 10.
Here we go. Get off the field. 58, boy. 58. Mike.
They'll look to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Getting set to go again. We get a peek at Larry Fitzgerald as he heads back out there now. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe you go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. He finds his man, complete. That's Pope. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Second down at 5. Now Warner. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Warner. And that will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And, wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Let's go.
And this is one of the risks. If we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. That's complete to Sharp. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and 5. Back to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lewis. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not at all.
Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for the Ravens, ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And here's Lewis. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
What are they thinking? What are they thinking?
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Shotgun handoff for Lewis. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Come on now, let's do this.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half. He's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they'll run with Lewis. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, Warner. And his throw is incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And shedding the tackle and now some room. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A huge play there for Arizona.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is absolutely a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare as well, because they spend all week preaching about the need to wrap up and make sure tackles. But what a letdown here, and it winds up costing them big, big yardage.
On 1st down, Warner. And he's got it. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Here we go.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. This is Lewis on the handoff. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, it's Lewis. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Ravens send their punter out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
Well, the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals.
And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A huge play there for Arizona.
We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to throw. Warner. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. From 13 yards out. And the Cards are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here's Lewis. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. The Ravens on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. He's got a man complete.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Lewis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Holmes. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Back to throw here. Caught, right side, it's Lewis. And in for the Ravens touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
57. Mike, 57.
Warner from the gun. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
To throw, Warner. He finds his man, complete. It's Pope, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Warner. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Back to throw. Warner. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Cardinals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And give him credit. He deserves it. But this is such a breakdown defensively, my goodness. From a pass rush perspective, you know that they got to be coming hard on 4th down trying to get to the quarterback. But from a coverage perspective, how do you not see that play developing? And it turns into a touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. Wide open, complete.
We can't have that.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He finds Boldin. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Hey, you got your first down. Get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Back to throw. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. They'll look to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. Now one more shot at it. Obviously, again, they've got to go for the end zone.
Well, we've seen it happen before. How about Aaron Rodgers throughout his career? He seems to pull it off about every other week. But if I'm the defense, I'm rushing the quarterback and making him move away from his throwing arm. That makes it a little bit tougher to get it downfield.
Now Warner. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.